Let's speak to Tshweu Moleme. He's a South African academic and trade unionist living in Canada. His father was a student of Tutu way back and used to share some stories with him. He joins me now from Canada. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. Let's speak about what stories your father has told you about Archbishop Desmond Tutu. I believe he was a little strict.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Really an honor to be here with you and just remembering, that Desmond Tutu. Yeah, my dad used to speak very highly of the Arch. He did always say, he was quite strict, but, strict in a way that always, directed his students in the most positive and, best of ways in terms of outlook in life and, decisions they were making, as high school students. So, and I mean, this was during apartheid, of course. So you can imagine, what kind of teacher, the Arch would have been, encouraging students, to really do their best and, be, the kind of student that wants to grow and live in a better South Africa. So, yeah, I heard so many wonderful stories about him. And today is a very sad day in South Africa, but I think, and the world, of course, not only in South Africa, and the world too, even here in Canada. But I think we shouldn't just be sad. I think we should also appreciate, what Tate Tutu did for us as South Africans and, people around the world. I mean, we might have not agreed with him on a lot of things, but, he did his part in terms of, bringing about a South Africa that can, begin to, rebuild and move in a direction that works for South Africans.
I want us to speak about the generational shift that we are seeing with elder leaders passing away and everything that the Archbishop stood for and how he was always about seeking the truth and standing for the truth, but also treating everybody equally. How important do you think is it for future generations and the youth of today to take on these very important lessons from the Arch?
Yes. Well, I think, his passing, and like you've noted there, those of others such as, Matiba and leaders of the struggle is a great concern. I think, this is a time when South Africa, and the ANC will have to really start considering having a national, conversation about the generational shift that is needed in South Africa. We are losing our elders, and I think we need a generation that can now lead the country. So, I think there are possibilities in terms of the young leading South Africa, and there's plenty of room to be made for young leadership. And I would like to think that, young leaders, such as your Malema, whether you agree with them or not, are ready to lead the nation. But the question is, are struggle heroes, ready to hand it over to us young folk to move the nation ahead?
Sure. Perhaps speak to us about Tutu's legacy and the very important role that he played in the TRC. There are many diverse opinions about this and whether or not the TRC achieved what it was meant to achieve. What is your stance on that, given everything that the Arch stood for?
Well, I think all considered, and the Arch, and his positions considered, we can, agree that he did his part in the TRC, but there is also, a view that he might have done better. Certainly the example of, him, engaging with Mama, the late Mama Winnie Mandela. I think a lot of us thought, things could have gone a lot better. With that, that wasn't good at all. It did not go well historically And so, there are such concerns, of course, that we have. But like I said, I think that, he did his part. And, the things, that went wrong during the TRC will no doubt, have an impact, today and in days ahead. But the question is, how do we address some of those things? It's no doubt that some mistakes were made then and there, and unfortunately, it is what it is. We will have to deal with some of those errors. As the new generation, and as those inheriting, that Tutu and others left behind for us.
Maybe just quickly, briefly tell us how Canadians have received the news of Tutu's passing.
Well, it is here in Canada, like everywhere else in the world, it's a lot of messages coming out, friends calling me, sending me messages. They are touched by this. But, one thing that many are saying is that, this was a man they looked to in terms of unity, and that's how they would like to remember him, as a man that tried to, bridge two sides that, were divided, and, his lessons will live.
Great, thank you so much. That was Tshweu Moleme, just sharing his memories about what his father shared with him about Tutu the